4. AI bombshells just landed, and they're insane. Google's VEO 3.1 looks truly cinematic, motion finally feels fluid, and the physics behave like the real world. Anthropic answered with Claude Haiku 4.5, a smaller model that somehow runs at double speed for about a third of the price. Kong unveiled an agent toolkit called Volcano that, no joke, live-ordered 900 coffees from the stage. And then Andrej Karpathy dropped a fully open ChatGPT-style stack you can train end-to-end yourself. 4 hours, about $100, and yes, it actually works. Let's start with Google, because VEO 3.1 just hit, and it's a leap. After weeks of leaks, Google confirmed its next-gen AI video model inside Flow and through the Gemini API. This isn't a tiny quality bump, it's a control upgrade. The footage looks more cinematic, physics are cleaner, and you can now generate complete audio directly in the tool. Dialogue, ambience, even emotional delivery, all synced automatically. Earlier versions supported audio in limited ways. Now it's wired into every feature, so you're not juggling separate sound workflows anymore. VEO 3.1 lives inside Flow, Google's filmmaking sandbox, but it's also available via the Gemini API and rolling into Vertex AI for enterprise pipelines. Pricing hasn't changed. 40 cents per second for the standard tier, 15 cents for the fast tier. No free plan. Pay only when it renders. Output targets are 720p or 1080p at 24 frames per second, up to roughly 2.5 minutes if you use Extend, which literally continues from the final frame of your last shot. Huge for continuity. Control goes deep. Prompt with text, seed with images or clips, stack up to 3 reference frames to lock visual style, interpolate between first and last frames for seamless scene bridges, and even extend actions beyond a cut. Insert/remove tools let you drop new objects or erase elements mid-scene. Those are still rolling out to the API. For enterprise teams, style consistency now holds across entire campaigns. Upload one product image and VEO 3.1 keeps it visually identical across every generated shot. Google says creators wanted better editing inside Flow, so now you can tweak scenes without rebuilding them from scratch, turning prototype into produce at scale. On responsibility, every VEO 3.1 clip ships with an invisible Synth ID watermark and goes through copyright/privacy filters. Content is temporarily stored for 2 days and then wiped, unless you export it. Early reactions. Mixed, but fascinating. Some love the creative control, others say OpenAI's Sora 2 still looks more natural. Matt Schumer at Otherside AI called VEO 3.1 noticeably worse than Sora 2, but praised the editing suite. 3D artist Travis Davids loved the audio quality, but noted missing custom voices and the 8-second cap on bass generations. Net. Google just leveled up usability and integration, while the realism arms race keeps accelerating. While Google chased cinematic realism, Anthropic went smaller, faster, cheaper. Claude Haiku 4.5 just landed, and the efficiency is wild. Think of it as a compact version of Claude Sana 4.5, frontier-level reasoning distilled, running at roughly 2 times the speed and about 1/3 the cost. 5 months ago, Sonnet 4 was their top tier. Now, similar coding punch fits into a lightweight Haiku priced around $1 per million input tokens and $5 per million output. Haiku 4.5 even beats Sonnet 4 on certain tasks, especially direct computer use, so real-time assistants, chatbots, customer support agents, and coding copilots feel snappier. Anthropic suggests pairing. Let Sonnet 4.5 decompose the big job, then farm subtasks to multiple Haiku 4.5 workers in parallel. Multi-agent orchestration out of the box. Benchmarks look solid. On verified SWE Bench and Friends, it hangs with larger systems and latency is impressively low. It's available across the Claude API, Claude Code, Amazon Bedrock, and even Google Cloud's Vertex AI as a drop-in for Haiku 3.5. Switch endpoints and go. Safety matters here too. Anthropic ran a broad alignment gauntlet and saw lower misalignment rates than Sonnet 4.5 and Opus 4.1. It earned an AI Safety Level 2 certification, less restrictive than Level 3 on their frontier models, meaning they're confident rolling it out broadly. They even stress-tested CBRN risk, chemical, biological, radiological, nuclear, and flagged only limited hazards. The system card is exhaustive. Datasets and prompts across SWE Bench, Terminal Bench, TAO2B, AIME, OS World, MMLU. You can actually audit the methodology. Now, the dev tooling quake, Kong launched Volcano, and it might change how teams build agents. It's an open-source toolkit that lets you spin up capable AI assistants in just a few lines of code. Here's the kicker. Older frameworks like LangChain/Haystack were built before MCP, the Model Context Protocol, became the standard way models talk to tools, APIs, and databases. They bolted MCP on later. Volcano is MCP native from day one. Cleaner connections, faster setup, fewer weird edge cases. At the API Summit in New York, CTO Marco Palladino did a live demo. The audience scanned a QR code, and an agent built with Volcano grabbed names, jobs, locations, and placed more than 900 coffee orders at local shops. The whole thing ran in approximately 15 lines of code. Because Volcano is MCP native, it plugs straight into Anthropic, OpenAI, AWS, Azure, GCP, and can mix providers mid-task. One step can use Claude for reasoning, the next shifts to a smaller, faster model for execution. It can even spawn smaller sub-agents other agents reuse. Think an ecosystem that composes itself. Kong's AI gateway picked up MCP upgrades too. It can transform any managed API into an MCP server automatically, add centralized security with a new MCP OAuth plugin, and includes an integration composer to discover and snap together smart APIs like Lego. Build, secure, deploy, end to end. It's open source, and they're calling for contributors. Even at this early stage, it's one of the cleanest, least fussy agent frameworks around, like someone flattened an overgrown LangChain graph into a tidy TypeScript flow that just works. And while enterprises are wiring that up, Andrej Karpathy reminded everyone what open source can look like. He released NanoChat, a compact ChatGPT-style stack you can train from scratch in about 4 hours for roughly $100, around 8,000 lines of code, but it does the lot. Training, fine-tuning, evals, and a simple web UI for running the chatbot. One command, and the pipeline builds itself. His reference run used 8 H100s at about $24 per hour to rent. 4 hours later, you've spent just under $100 and get a full report on reasoning, math, coding, and conversational quality. You can watch it learn in stages. First, general language, then multi-turn dialogue, multiple-choice reasoning, and light math with small Python snippets. Finally, fine-tuning on curated chat data for natural responses. There's an optional fourth pass that teaches from its own mistakes, a simpler riff on RL that's easy to understand. Results are shockingly good for the size. It chats, solves problems, and writes code. With approximately $300, you can outpace GPT-2. Around $1,000 pushes into genuinely capable reasoning. No black boxes, tokenizer, training scripts, evaluation harness. Everything is transparent for small teams, indie devs, and learners. That's the drop. Which one moves the needle most for you? VEO 3.1's storytelling control, Haiku 4.5's speed to value, Volcano's agent engine, or Karpathy's $100 DIY chatbot? Tell me in the comments, hit subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.